Hello from Dhaka, this is Moutushi Jubaida Rahman and you are watching Vedas News. Have you ever heard of Atish Dipankar Library, the great Bengali Buddhist scholar whose wisdom once illuminated Asia? In the quiet village of Bajrajogini in Munshiganj district stands a library built on his birthplace, a place that carries 1,000 years of history. Today, this library is more than a building. It's a living archive, treasured by researchers and travelers who come here seeking traces of Bengal's ancient intellectual heritage. With proper care and government support, this humble library could rise to become one of the most important research centers in the entire subcontinent. Let's journey back to where it all began. According to history, Atish Dipankar Library was born in 982 AD in a royal family of Bikrampur, now known as Munshiganj. His father was King Kollanshri of Chotonagori and his mother name was Prabhavati. Among three brothers, Padogarbha, Srigarbha and himself, Dipankar was the second. At birth, he was named Chandragarbha, but in time, his later titles, Atish Dipankar and Srigan, outshone that childhood name forever. From an early age, Dipankar showed an extraordinary thirst for learning. He began his education under his mother's guidance. At just 3, he started school, and by 10, he had already delved into art, astrology, the Vedas and Vedanta, Sanskrit, and Buddhist philosophy. The king of Tibet, Chongchub, honored him with the title Atish, meaning peace or the forerunner of wisdom. In Tibet, people still revere him as Jowo, a divine teacher and spiritual guide. Driven by devotion, Dipankar renounced his royal life while still young, leaving home in search of true enlightenment. At 19, he received monkhood initiation, that is Bhikkhu Broto, from Acharya Shila Rakhosit at Odontopuri Bihar, earning the name Dipankar Library. Years later, at the age of 31, he set out again, this time on a remarkable journey across the seas. In 112 AD, Dipankar sailed to Suvarnadip, present-day Indonesia, a major center of Buddhist learning. After a 14-month voyage, he arrived and studied there under a disciple of the great Dharmakirti for 12 years. By 125 AD, he returned to India, now a scholar of unparalleled depth and insight. Back to home in Bikrampur, he began teaching in various Buddhist learning centers. During this time, the Pal king Mohipaldev, impressed by his wisdom, invited him to Vikramashila Vihar, one of the greatest universities of its era. When the world-famous Nalanda University was destroyed by fire, Mohipaldev turned to Dipankar to rebuild the legacy of learning. After the king's death, his son Noyapaldev appointed Dipankar as the head of Vikramashila University, a position that confirmed his status as one of the greatest teachers of the time. Throughout his life, Atish Dipankar Library composed, translated, and edited over 200 works. Among them are some of Buddhism's most respected texts, Bodhipat Pradip, Mahayan Path Sadhon, Madhyapradesh, and a lamp for the path of enlightenment. He also wrote in Tibetan, covering everything from philosophy and medicine to science and ethics. After spending about 12 years in Tibet, Atish Dipankar passed away around 153 AD at the age of 72 in Nethang, Bihar. His resting place, known as Groma, remains a sacred site of devotion. Centuries later, in 1963, the Bangladesh Buddha Christi Prochar Sangho began the mission to bring his ashes back from China. Finally, in 1978, with the support of President Ziaur Rahman, his relics were returned home and enshrined at the Dharmo Rajika Buddhist Monastery in Dhaka. In 2004, the people of Munshiganj celebrated the 1024th birth anniversary of their beloved scholar at his ancestral home. And in 2013, part of his ashes was placed at Pandit Bhita, where the Atish relics stoop was built, forming the Atish Dipankar Memorial Complex. 5 years later, in 2018, a library and museum were added to honor his life and teachings. The library holds over 1,000 of books, including more than 200 written by or about Atish Dipankar himself. Today, this one-acre complex with a stoop, museum and library stands as a beacon of knowledge and faith. And with care, vision and preservation, it could one day shine again, just as Atish Dipankar Srigan once illuminated the path of wisdom for the entire world. That's all for now. For more videos like this, visit BSS. Thanks for watching.